Robert, you saw time in war. You spent 2 tours in Vietnam. You're watching what's happening in Ukraine right now and with Russia. What do you see that maybe the rest of us don't see in a conflict like that, and then how it also affects the rest of the world?
That's a great question because, again, this is an English publication, right?
Yeah,
British.
Economist, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great publication.
Yeah, great.
Love those. What it talks about here, about the military. And it talks about, because I went to military school. I learned how to kill people. The reason the Russians are getting their butts kicked is there's a lesson taught in military school. This is 65. It said generals are taught to fight the last war. Okay. And leaders fight the future war. Mm-hmm. Well, think about that. So Putin's generals are fighting World War II. The Ukrainians are fighting the future war. And what they are is the Marine Corps way of fighting. We fought as small units. There was no I'm the boss, I'm the leader and all that. My little private, I flew a helicopter gunship. We had 2 privates, so probably 20-year-old kids. They're my gunners. I had one guy older than me, who's my crew chief, probably a staff NCO, a staff sergeant or a gunnery sergeant. And there were 2 pilots who were college educated. And there was no difference between that 19-year-old gunner and me. We're all essential. So it's called flat. The military leadership style of a Marine is flat, whereas the Russians have the hierarchy. I'm the general and you're a private. And what the Economist is saying here now is that the reason the Ukrainians are winning is because they're flat. Every small unit has the authority to make changes and all this. They don't have to wait for a general to tell them what to do. Whereas what they're doing at the same time is taking out the generals. And when they snipe or shoot a general, the rest of the guys can't fight because nobody's going to tell them what to do. So I'm a military guy. I went to military school. I flew for the Marine Corps, went down 3 times, crashed on the 2 ships and crashed in the ocean. And I saw war right out in front of me. And I like what this Economist is saying. It's very accurate. It's how you fight the war. So all of us have our own wars and battles and problems we have to face. It's how we fight it. Are you waiting to be told what to do? Or are you going to take action for yourself? You're going to fight like a guerrilla. And that's what happened. What Hitler started this thing called the Blitzkrieg. So the French fought World War I again, and they built the Maginot Line. And Hitler says, look at those idiots. So the French were fighting the last war, which was World War I. And Hitler took technology and he says, let's do Blitzkrieg, lightning war. So the French built this Maginot Line, but
the greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.
I'm in military school studying this stuff. People are studying, I don't know what they study in traditional snowflake school. They said, so what did Hitler do? He says, well, the French were stupid. They built this Maginot Line, but they left the Ardennes forest open. And so Hitler says, well, there's our underbelly. They had no defenses in the forest. So he took his panzers and went straight through the woods and shot the French from the back. And that's the lesson, is the generals fight the last war. So a lot of people are fighting the last war. Oh, inflation was this and Fed did this and all this crap. And leaders are planning for the future war. So when I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad and all that, I was 25 years ahead of my time because of Bucky Fuller. So you prepare to fight the future war. And so the other thing about Blitzkrieg stands for lightning war, but it also says to win without killing. So I fight with education. I don't have fixed positions. I don't have schools. Traditional schools are fixed positions. I have cash flow clubs, thousands of little clubs all over the world, people teaching people, fighting back. So again, that's one of the lessons I learned from military school. Generals fight the last war. Leaders fight the future war. So Rich Dad's in position right now. We have thousands of cash flow clubs, people teaching people. We're using our format today. We're YouTubing straight to them information. And all of my teachers are real teachers. They're real entrepreneurs. They're not teachers who teach from a textbook. We teach and my instructors are people who do the real thing every day. So I have an oil guy teaching, my tax guy teaches, my real estate guy teaches, my financial planner teaches what they do. And so we go straight to the ground troops or the cash flow clubs, people teaching people. We win without killing.
And do you think this war is going to change oil prices, worldwide commodities, anything else from an economic standpoint that people need to be concerned about?
I'm afraid there's going to be a starvation because Ukraine produced a lot of food. Ukraine produced a lot of things. But, when just look at a more macro and understand what's going on. And it goes back again to what Bucky Fuller says, the brunch of giants. Gross universal cash ice. The object of the monetary system was to steal our wealth. So I don't have stocks, I don't have bonds. I mean, I do, but they're my stocks. I'm an insider. I don't have a retirement plan because I retired a long time ago. I don't need money. I don't save money. I save gold, silver, and Bitcoin. So I'm just waiting for Bitcoin to retrace. Bitcoin goes to 14K, I'm back in. But today's about 21 or something. But the biggest bargain today is silver. You know, I mean, the general ratio is 16 to 1. So let's say silver today is $20. So gold should be 16 times that, whatever that is. The gap is too big. So it's actually better to use gold to buy silver. You know, because it's so screwed up. But I can sit there because I've had some degree of experience and education in it. So I called my broker the other day and he goes, my gold guy, he says, I don't know, man. He says, you're going to take gold to buy silver? I said, look at the differential. I haven't done it yet, but that's how I think before I act, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.